Guys, on this absolutely stunning beauty, this should need no introduction, but I'll tell you, this is the Husqvarna 400 Cross 1969, the exact same motorcycle that Steve McQueen and Malcolm Smith and Mert Lowell rode in the On Any Sunday movie. Matter of fact, this is a takeout. The cow trailing scenes in the movie's final minutes were shot on Bruce's ranch, high above the Orange County coastline. Steve and I rode mostly stock Husky 400s, while Mert rode a late model Greaves with Harley Davidson logos, stickers to keep Milwaukee happy. So from left to right, Mert, Steve, and Bob. This says Bob Begley. I think that's a misprint. I'm not really sure, but this is from the On Any Sunday movie here. And there's Steve right there on the cover of Modern Cycle. That's him ripping across the desert. And he was probably the only motorcycles I've ever seen on the cover of Sports Illustrated in 1971. Steve McQueen escapes on two wheels. He's a legit badass pro-level rider. He also happened to be an actor. This came with the motorcycle. This is going with the motorcycle, along with this picture right here that was part of the collection. It's got Heike Mikkola, excuse me, the Husqvarna factory support rider. And I'm not sure who this dude is, but it might have been Jack when he was younger. This was actually called the crown jewel of the Jack Weaver collection for obvious reasons. It's absolutely freaking gorgeous. If you punch in Husqvarna 400 in Kaplan, you'll see we've had a bunch of these through the shop here. We sold a few in the last couple years. We recently just sold one, a 1972. This year, 69 being the first year with the 8-speed transmission, is the most valuable of all of them. In fact, Steve's personal 1969 400 recently sold at the, I think it was a Bonham's auction. I just Googled it a couple minutes ago just to confirm the price, and it sold for $186,500. Typically, these are selling in the $15,000 to $20,000 range, but some have bought more, $30,000, and was another one that sold at Mecum. But normally they're trading in the $15,000 to $20,000. Most of them look like pretty rough. They're trail ridden. This one here, Jack has been a professional painter for 30 years. So he completely restored cosmetically this motorcycle from the every nut and bolt on it. If you look at the fuel tank and the paint job on this thing, it's beautiful. And the tank looks brand new on the inside as it does on the outside. Jack's a world-class painter. So the frame, it was done to a much higher level than I've normally seen on these. And you can see he's got all the proper stickers on the motorcycle that should have been there from new. The Made in Sweden logos, the use only vegetable racing oil. It's an absolutely stunning piece. Now, Jack built this as a display piece only. He never intended to ride it, so he went over the top with the finishes on it. He did a beautiful job on the paint jobs. I'm going to go as far as to say I believe this is better than it originally rolled off the showroom floor. Has a metallic silver frame paint. The front fender is either restored beautifully or brand new. I'm not really sure. The chrome on the forks is excellent. The fork lowers is excellent. You can see he replaced the boots here on the forks. And all the hardware on the motorcycle is brand new. And look at the rim. It's absolutely stunning. This is I don't think this is the original. This is a Borelli rim, if I'm not mistaken. And you can see it's laced to a nice set of Buchanan spokes. Here it is, Borani rim. Made in Italy with the brand new spokes. And it's wrapped in a brand new 21-inch front tire. In the background, he's riding a Hodaka 100 that he just resurrected. But yeah, this was the bike to beat in the desert and on the track. Multiple-time world champion winning motorcycle. It's got the world champion Ben Aberg graphic on the side. Has the original warranty disclaimer sticker here. The seat's brand new. The rear fender looks brand new. The shocks are brand new, Girling shock absorbers. The chain and sprockets are new. The rear wheel's new. You can see the hub is in beautifully restored condition. The shifter, the brake lever, the rear brake arm, everything's in outstanding condition. And all the hardware on the bike was replaced with new hardware, except for some of the hardware is original, but if it's original, it was restored to like new. So he designed this to put on. This was in his house, actually. I'd been over to his house before, and he had his nicest bikes at the house stored indoors. So the bike didn't need to be washed or anything when it came to me. I think he dusted it off once a year. He's had it for decades. You can see it has the Magura Motocross champion, the Malang Sweden logo, the #1 Wrecked Racing from Sonora. Some cool period correct graphics on the bike. The bars are in mint condition. These are the proper Magura throttle with the Magura label, proper Magura grips, proper Magura levers. All of the cables on the bike are brand new. It's a Van Hill cable, the brake cable, clutch cable, compression release, and of course the Magura perch on this side appears to be brand new. So just phenomenally. I have another one of these, a 72, that's going up for sale soon, probably next week, that was not fully cosmetically restored, but was mechanically restored to be a rider. This one was restored only to be a display piece. So you can see it has all new engine gaskets on it, the side cover gasket, the base gasket, and new wires and new hoses and a new fuel petcock. And I don't know if this is the original air filter or whether it was restored, but it has a new air filter in there. The carburetor looks like new. All the cables are new. Come around this side right here. So it has a Husqvarna 8-speed logo. Cases look beautifully painted. The cylinder and head look to be in excellent condition. The original exhaust is in excellent condition, beautifully refinished. Of course, the new Girling shocks, new axle adjusters. The original pegs look to be in excellent condition. So cosmetically, when I saw this bike, I was just blown away. And to this day, and the first time I saw this bike was probably 10 years ago. To this day, every time I look at it, I'm like, wow, it really raises the bar on fit and finish compared to most of the ones that we've done. We resold the 72 recently at auction for $12,500. They're not worth as much as the 69 to 71 round case models. So back to the restoration. The only thing Jack didn't do is rebuild the motor. So the motor, it kicks over and has compression, but it needs to be rebuilt. We checked, it doesn't have spark right now. It's been sitting for decades. It's pretty common for these Motopla ignitions to not so probably I would plan on some ignition work, do piston and rings, base gasket, head gasket, bore it out, get the ignition straightened out, and rebuild the crankshaft. You might as well rebuild that and put new crank seals on it. We know some competent Husqvarna shops. If you buy this bike and you want it rebuilt, we can refer you to a company that can do you right. And I would plan on maybe $3,000 to do a motor restoration on this, give or take. So this bike is worth well north of $15,000 in the condition it's in with the engine rebuilt. The way Jack looked at it was why rebuild the engine when he never put fuel in the tank? There's never been fuel in this tank since it's been restored. It looks it looks brand new on the inside as it does on the outside. But just a beautiful, stunning, iconic piece of moto history. It's absolutely a museum quality display, and that's what it's been in Jack's living room for all these years. And I'd be hard pressed to rip this thing through the mud myself. It's just too damn nice. Brought up the Husqvarna 400 Cross Cycle World Road Test from May 1st, 1969, and they had some cool things to say about it. It says the new 405cc motocrosser must rate as one of the best weapons ever. The birth of the 500cc class two-stroke revolution in motocross racing began when racers started looking at their stopwatches and noticing that the predominantly ring-ding 250 class was going nearly as fast and sometimes faster than the 500 class, which was made up of primarily of full-size four-strokes. The 500s had more power and they made a nicer noise, but their riders were getting tired from the overweight problem and suffering from comparative lack of agility. Lightness, low center of gravity, and lower initial cost made the idea of a 500cc class two-stroke racer extremely attractive. So the first 360cc machines started appearing, breaking into the sanctum of the big bore class with relative ease, not even needing the benefit of full class displacement. The 360cc size was determined at the lowest limit to be able to legally race in the 500 class, and the maximum was 500. So that's how they initially came to pass, and they dominated, started winning world championships, and then everything switched over to two-stroke until 1998. Literally, what was that? 30 years later, when Doug Henry won a Supercross race on a Yamaha 400 four-stroke. So they eventually, the first versions of these were 360s, and then that was the 400, and this is the one that starred in the movie On Any Sunday. By the way, this one looks way nicer than the one somebody paid $186,500 for, or the one that they paid $30,000 for at the Mecum auction. You go to Mecum completed listings online, and all the facts are there. Although the $186,500 sale I actually found on Google. I think it was a Bonham's auction, but just a spectacular motorcycle. And if you purchase this and you'd like to leave it on display in the museum here, we'd be honored to keep it. So here, as long as you'd like, it will be on display here at the museum till it's sold. It'll be on the 3rd floor in the off-road section, next to the 400 Cross 1972, which I have on display there also. So if you have any questions about it, give us a call. We do offer financing. We ship it anywhere in the world for you, and we also take trades. So just a beautiful piece. Jack Weaver's 67 years old and is moving to Florida and retiring, so decided he would sell off his collection. And I was told he's given most of the money to his daughter Abby, who's getting married this year. So beautiful family, wonderful collection of motorcycles. I've known Jack Weaver since the early 80s, over 40 years. I raced motocross with him at NESC for many moons. And he went on to have some success in the armor racing, and as an expert pro rider in the vintage racing also, and then in the vet riding class on new bikes. So this was Jack's, of the 120 bikes he had, this was the masterpiece, the crown jewel, and he's very proud of it. In fact, he actually didn't want to sell this bike. This is one of the bikes that he wanted to keep in the collection, but you know, we all have to let go at some time, and he's moving to Florida and didn't want to take it with him, so it's up for grabs. If you're interested, give us a call. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.